what if I told you there's a movie from the 70s that combined British comedy, social satire, and a penis transplant? That's right. Today, we're diving into Percy, the 1971 film that's as cheeky as its premise suggests and remains a curious relic of its time. So here's the setup. Edwin Anthony, played by Hywel Bennett, is your quintessential shy, innocent guy until he's hit by a man falling from a high-rise building. Yes, a nude man falling on top of him. The man dies, and poor Edwin's vital anatomy is irreparably damaged. The solution? Edwin becomes the recipient of the world's first penis transplant. This isn't just any transplant though. It's the, let's say, notable organ of the deceased womanizer who crushed Edwin's life in the first place. Edwin names his new anatomy Percy and begins an unusual journey to learn more about its former owner. The film unfolds as Edwin meets the women who were entangled with the donor's life, played by a glamorous roster of actresses, including Elka Summer, Britt Ekland, and Sid Heyman. These encounters are filled with humour, innuendo, and a touch of melancholy as Edwin starts piecing together who the man was. Along the way, there are moments of self-discovery, societal commentary, and, of course, plenty of bawdy humour. Now, the cast really brings this quirky story to life. Hywel Bennett, known for his roles in British TV and film, plays Edwin with a mix of bewilderment and charm. Denholm Elliott, always a standout, plays Emmanuel Whitbread, adding a bit of gravitas to the otherwise madcap story. And then there's Sid Heyman as the donor's widow, bringing emotional depth to a film that could easily have leaned entirely into slapstick. Supporting performances from Adrian Poster and Patrick Mower keep the comedic energy alive, while the glamorous Britt Ekland and Elka Summer deliver exactly the kind of star power the film needed. But let's talk tone. Percy is unapologetically packed with innuendo, visual gags, and a barrage of jokes that haven't exactly aged gracefully. The film doesn't just wink at its audience, it practically elbows them in the ribs repeatedly. Director Ralph Thomas, known for his work on the Doctor series of British comedies, leaned heavily into the bawdy humour, punctuating the narrative with phallic symbols, cheeky dialogue, and risque scenarios. Whether that humour lands will depend on your tolerance for old-school British smut and double entendre. Critics at the time were less than kind. The Monthly Film Bulletin famously called the humour reprehensible and monotonous, taking issue with the film's relentless focus on male anatomy jokes. However, audiences had a different reaction. Percy became a hit at the British box office, finishing as the 8th most popular film of 1971, and eventually turning a healthy profit for EMI. It seems that while critics rolled their eyes, cinema-goers couldn't resist the film's cheeky premise and star-studded cast. So, why does Percy still intrigue us? For one, it's a snapshot of a specific era in British cinema when filmmakers weren't afraid to push boundaries, even if it meant being a little ridiculous. It's also an early example of how movies tried to tackle big ideas, identity, masculinity, and morality through comedy, albeit in a way that might make modern audiences cringe. In the end, Percy isn't for everyone. It's bizarre, dated, and not always in the best taste, but it's also fascinating. A mix of social satire, slapstick, and, let's face it, outright absurdity. Whether you see it as a comedy classic or just a cinematic oddity, it's a film you won't soon forget. So, have you seen Percy? Would you? If you want more deep dives into cult films and curiosities, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I'm the transplant man.
Couldn't happen to me. It's like winning the pools.